You wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you look a piece, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you look a piece, wanna see some more.
Welcome to your franchise staff. Here you staff points can be used. Some talent trees make you select a path to follow to build your character. Upon purchasing one of these talents, the opposite path will be locked, so choose wisely.
I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you look a piece, wanna see some more, see some more. Show your little piece, wanna see some more? I wanna try to beat the force. I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show your little piece, wanna see some more? See some more? See some more? You wanna try to beat the force. I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you look a piece, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you look a piece, wanna see some more. Don't be afraid of the bounce. See when your things levels gotta change to your mouth. How can I walk in doubt? Never been a beg, never been a loud mouth. Pen can go for days. I'm obsessed with it, can't change my ways. So blessed with it, what can I say? Top form staying in shape. I wanna try to beat the force. I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you look a piece, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you look a piece, wanna see some more. I'm gonna run it up, though you know your fun is up. James knew back when I was coming up, didn't wanna know then. Now I bet they're loving us no more. No R&R's, the bar is raised. If you know me, know I can bar for days. Nothing to prove cause I've done enough. Lights out, still gonna keep the torch.
It's week 6 of the National Football League, and this one features Josh Jacobs, your standard at running back this season, pacing the league in rushing. It's the Packers and the Cardinals. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we interplay here. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And what an incredible athlete with a cannon for an arm. And he's drawing comparisons to some of the best mobile QBs the league has ever seen. In addition, this is a young man who's learned from his mistakes along the way, prepares really well each and every time now, and he's got an opportunity to blossom in this system.
And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 19 carries, 74 yards.
They put a lot of effort into game planning and establishing this ground game last week, and reward was a nice day rushing the ball. Helped them put a balanced offense out on the field. And that carry is an indicator that this ground game wants to be established again this week.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. But Charles, we see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself, but I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week now in the NFL, that's for sure.
You know, back when I played when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you didn't hear next man up. You heard, oh, no, we've got to put in Davis.
The Packers at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Now Willis. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. The Cardinals offense heading out, and they do so behind Kyler Murray, their dynamic quarterback in his 6th season now from Oklahoma.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. First carry for James Conner. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. A check on the numbers last week for Conner. 14 carries, 55 yards.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they got called plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground with Conner again. Broken tackle. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's 3rd and 3. Murray going to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Murray a give. This is Conner. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. A give running right is Conner. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. From the gun on third down, Murray. Flush to his right. A gain of 4, not enough. And it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's fourth down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big third down play. And he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it. And he doesn't get there, which brings up a big fourth down call.
It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. The last series form little forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. First and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up. We're scoreless after 1. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. Second and 8 coming from the 19. As they've got it as we resume action. Second down, Jacobs once more. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to fourth down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. If you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
On first and 10 is Conner. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Here's second and 10. Murray now. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Quay Walker came through to make the sack. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. Third and long. Now back to throw. They shakes him off. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up fourth down.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
Fourth down, Murray off, and the Cards field goal unit and Matt Prater out there now. And the now 40-year-old veteran able to put this one through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Willis looking to throw it. Flushed out right. That'll be caught right side by Reed. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw, here's Willis. This complete to the tight end, Tucker Kraft. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. This to Jacobs on the toss right. And some room to maneuver. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. The shotgun snap to Willis. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead. And it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. His 4th rushing touchdown of the year, his 5th overall. And the Packers have taken the lead.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking, nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was Malik Willis who took it in himself to cap things off. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. There's Murray. Fighting to stay upright. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was a
Packer pressure, and down he goes. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Murray now to throw. Screen pass to Connor. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd. This time they stay on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin with the early game across the Atlantic at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in North London, where it was the visiting Jaguars who were able to come away with the road victory. Trevor Lawrence leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they trail the visiting Colts as that one's gone to the intermission. It's Anthony Richardson, the Florida man, with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And that game has gone to halftime with the visiting Texans out on top. The Texans trying to hold on and claim victory. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way. These two teams going through their final adjustments. It's about time for the second half in Green Bay. So for the call, we go back up to Lambeau and Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the third quarter. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. To throw is Murray. That's caught. It's the tight end Lyman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They run behind center with Connor. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Packers pick it up. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. To the opposite of what they envisioned when they left that locker room, a turnover on the opening drive of this third quarter.
I like your identification there.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Out of the gun, here's Murray. That pass completed to Dortch. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. Shotgun now from Murray. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. This is Connor running right. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And he'll take this one down to the 36. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
While you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards, they're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
Fourth down, Murray off, and the Cards field goal unit and Matt Prater out there now. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. Prater's kick is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Packers now to take over. They were losers a week ago to the Rams, but they've got the lead right now as they start this drive 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Second down, Jacobs once more. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Jacobs going to try the middle. Escapes the defender. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. Back now at Lambeau. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. Still on his feet. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Josh Jacobs, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. And that run going to put him over 100 yards now for the ball game as well.
Yeah, he's really had his way so far, and that's just more of the same right here. All he needs, just a little crease, and off he goes.
Now the try here for the point after. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start the drive with a give to Connor. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Connor. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Murray. Davis across midfield and inside the 45. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And now Murray's going to set up the throw.
A short one here, caught by McBride.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Here's Conner on the read option.
And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him. This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Now Murray's got to have this one.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10.
From the gun, Murray.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. Throwing again, Murray.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now Murray.
Able to get this one to McBride.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
They come up now on 2nd and 2.
They'll try the left side with Conner. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Murray to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Preston Smith in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
Back to throw. Murray.
That's complete to McBride.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Well, the defense circling now. 4th down and 7.
They're going for it. It's Murray.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. To throw is Murray.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's third.
And this will be caught. Touchdown. So in the final minute here, now a 2-point conversion will tie the game.
The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have 2 to possibly take this to overtime.
So here's a big play for the Cardinals as they'll go for 2. Now Murray. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. Huge conversion there to tie this thing up, but they're not done yet. Their defense needs to get a stop.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time for the other team to come downfield and put some points on the board, but job 1 was taken care of. The 2-point conversion to get this thing tied.
The Packers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. Remember, he called his own number on the touchdown run earlier, and that's something he's been able to do with some frequency this season, as you see here where he ranks among NFL quarterbacks. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. At 5 yards, not going to cut it here. That clock continues to run.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
Throwing, Willis. Short throw, he's got Kraft. And he's going to pick up a first down here as that clock continues to run.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
And quickly another first down, but tackled inbounds.
And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
And that is no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th.
Boy, that's a big-time letdown there. You work yourself in position to win the game, but the kick winds up no good. And now you've got to regroup as a team, get the energy back up, and get ready for overtime. And make sure you pump him up, too. He may be needed to try and win it again later.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Murray now.
He's got this downfield to McBride.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So advantage Packers here. They'll possess the ball first with a chance to win it here in overtime. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Packers offense and running back Josh Jacobs set to take over once more. And as we take a look at some of the highlights, we see just how impactful he's been. He and his quarterback have such a great chemistry together, and it's been on full display throughout the contest.
Let's go now.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And that to the 30. It'll be second down.
Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football.
First throw of overtime, Willis.
Bind, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The former third-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time. On now is the Packers punter. On for a very important punt here in overtime.
On the return, Dortch.
That'll go as a 39-yard punt. Give him 9 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Murray going to throw. There's a short one caught by Ryman.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Got his man. It's Dortch.
20. 5. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime.
So it's a win here for the Cardinals. And the guy who led the way was the man behind center, Charles. That's Kyler Murray.
Yeah, the numbers don't jump off the page, but he was a steady influence back there.
I've been shooting from a cannon. Mid-flight, here to recite, I ain't landing. Handles like a vandal at night, you can't grab it. Fire underneath my hood is outstanding. Blast through a wall of bricks like Superman did. Ain't nothing holding me back but me standing. So I'ma take off right now from this planet. The new sound has been found in yo. I don't know what you've been told, but I ain't gonna stop till I break the mold. You see, I'm born in a mule.